Sure.
Next week.
Yeah,
Jimmy, what
we're-
is it about the council meetings that draws all these people? We're just not, sexy enough here?
Holly, we're on.
That was quite a turnout last night.
Yeah, well,
Okay, it is,
Well, let's call it 8:30.
it's 5 o'clock, and the clock's
Yeah.
Fred setting over here, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, it's 9:30. 9:30 something, and we will begin this work session for November 8th, 9:32. November 8th, I know I've got a topic of interest, I don't know if anybody else has anything, but nothing scheduled.
well, you're assuming it might be of interest, so go ahead.
Yeah, I assume, it's of interest, I didn't say it was of interest to anybody else, it's of interest to me.
Correct time now.
9:32, there we go, official time.
Exactly.
And mine is just gonna be the workload from Justice Center stuff. Anybody else got any other topic they want to discuss during work session?
I don't think so. Oh,
Came from nothing.
oh,
I mean,
yeah, there was some discussion, I wanted to put on about the utility bills at SC3.
oh, okay. Do you
Just-
want to discuss
why
it
not?
here in work session or?
Yeah, I think we can discuss it. Yeah, yeah.
The what?
Chaplain,
Well, we're not paying that utility bill, are we?
that's what I wanted
We're
to
gonna
discuss.
Tom's still digging up some information, so we know what the amount's gonna be.
Okay,
It's significant, though, I know.
Justice Center, given the finalization of the unanimous vote with the late afternoon yesterday by the judges and then last night by city council, I know, I'm assuming as of yesterday, I don't know if that's when the 30 days started, or because we don't really need to have a leadership team meeting to solidify those votes. That took care of it, but that has to be determined when the clock is ticking. And then when those 30 days are passed, how the workload's gonna be handled, because I don't know that that discussion has occurred with us. It may have occurred in smaller circles and other folks, so we just need to figure out, and I don't know if that's just we should have a meeting with Gwendolyn and walk through some things. Obviously, there's gonna be some closeout things with them to handle. So-
Well, I think the discussion has occurred in bits and pieces, and by that I mean, we talked to Doug Hess and Chad Stevers with Gilbane about what their duties were. I know that Stacy has had some conversation with Silling about whether they would handle some of the financial aspects of that. Why don't you relate that conversation?
Mike, what was his last name? From Sailing, had called yesterday and wanted to let us know that in a normal project, not CMR project, the architect and engineer usually does the pay app verifications. And so I had asked him, I said, well, since this is a different project, he said he talked to Tom and said that they would be willing to do that at no additional cost, doing all the pay app request reviews for the county.
Will that require then our office to handle anything with that? Will they then go straight to the auditor's office as normal, or how would that, does it?
Well, the only bills we should have to pay is Gilbane and Silling. Once we get out of this ground that we're working on, should only be those two. Unless something else comes up, we increase something, we choose another contractor, but all the contracts should be paid by Gilbane, because that's the contracting authority, it's his contract, not ours. So we should only be paying the two, but I wanted to make sure at least, we had somebody looking at Gilbane's request. He's saying he's 50%, I'm looking at the building and it looks like 30%, at least I'd have somebody looking at it to say, nope, they are, and Silling said that they would do that, because
Yeah, and I didn't bring the sheet she gave us the last couple of months, the financial breakdown with the pie charts and that, but I found that very helpful, so I'm assuming that type of a document is able to be shown. That'll be something to be beneficial to the leadership team, looking at the overall cost. And that's exactly, like I said, I'm not gonna rehash old thoughts, but, we do have to make sure whatever aspect of that is, and whatever is coming forth. that the county needs.
If we have a list of things that need to be done, if you can kind of compile that, and then I will, at your approval, get a representative from Gilbane here, and a representative from Silling, to go over that list, and to make sure that everything is indeed covered. If there are any gaps, then we'll either see they will do that, or what we need to do. But I believe the conversations that I had with Doug Hess and Chad Stevers indicate that they would handle all the payroll, they would handle all, making sure that prevailing wage was taken care of, making sure that all the proper reports were submitted for workers' comp and all those kind of things. They would also give us a report as often as we wished regarding the progress. And then Silling would handle some of the financial aspects of the job. If there are other things that we're missing, please let me know that. I will speak with one of the parties and make sure that it's covered, and if it's not, what we need to do to get it covered.
And we won't have anybody on site over there on a dedicated basis like we did with them, so I guess we're good with that too, so I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that we thought we were picking up pieces on that I want to know how we were thinking that, so, or how we thought it was going to work. That was my
So
point.
if we'd like to arrange a meeting with Gilbane representative and the Silling representative prior to the JJC leadership team meeting to make sure that everybody's on the same page with who's doing what, when, and where. I will, with your permission, I will arrange that meeting, make sure that people can attend.
Don't need my permission, but yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Well, you're chair of the leadership team, so.
And I'd like to make sure we put on our calendar the, whenever the regular construction meetings are, because we are able to attend those. And just so we know when they are, in case we want to attend those now that we know we don't have another rep there. I think those are, I don't know if those are weekly or bi-weekly or how they, bi-monthly, what they do, but.
And the other thing I think we should be aware of, both the city and the judges and us, is that we do have a 9 to 5 basically office, probably more like 7 to 6 at night, above the CASA building. And those doors are always open. You can walk over there and ask for an update and see what's going on at any time. 2-3 guys or 2-3 people are there virtually every day.
And the next leadership team meeting,
17.
17th, so it's next Thursday.
So I'll try to arrange that meeting sometime prior to the 17th. I'll check with everybody's calendar.
I'm gonna assume we need to send something in writing to Quandle, terminating the
Yeah, I don't know where
contract.
that needs to come from. I guess that I would run that past Eric first. Have him review the contract and see what comply with the clause regarding the 30-day out. Whatever that language needs to be.
Because there's still parts of GMP2 that's not quite done, and hopefully in the 30 days, we're able to get that wrapped up. Because I think if there's a cost thing there, I'd rather not come back to us as the owners.
Yeah.
I'd rather they get charged where it should be charged by the cause of it, so I know they're still working on that, and that was the one thing that was emphasized to me in conversations I've had with Quandle. Said, realize we've got to finish that up. So, we will if you want us to, I guess that's how it was put. And I think we would, at 42,000, whatever it is. Okay, I'm guessing we'll also probably target the December leadership team meeting, maybe to move up a week as well. We can determine at the next one, but in December, it's gonna hit the holiday week, and I'm not sure the 22nd of December would be a great day to have a meeting or not. But we can determine that at the meeting in November. As far as those agendas, I guess when we talk to Gilbane and Silling, we can determine that stuff. I mean, sure, we can put together the agenda, but I'm gonna need I'll have to have that direct input from them to do that.
Yeah, since we're kind of talking about meeting dates, I know that there's been some conversation in the last week in December about that Tuesday and then that Thursday. Theoretically, we try to have a meeting, but it's been determined that that Thursday's not gonna work. Is there
Right.
anything else that we can do or we need to do to?
Nope. We're gonna take care of it, prior to.
Boy, if you could meet on Wednesday, sorry to interrupt, because my staff is not gonna be able to breathe. If there's any way you could accommodate us in a Wednesday meeting, and the reason I say that is because payroll is that week, and any funds that need to be addressed pertaining to payroll, that would give us an opportunity to breathe a little bit with the short day on what, Friday, the 20th?
And I think we already
You talking about
talked
the
to.
week before Christmas or the after, between?
After.
Well, we're not
Yeah.
we're not in on Monday, and we have to have everything computed into
So
the
you're talking
bank
about the
on
week after.
Wednesday.
The week after Christmas.
Wednesday, you two are both marked out.
Yeah, I know.
Mary Jane and I had already talked about this. I think Julie was in the room. We talked about this. We were gonna review after the payroll beforehand and calculate ahead of time. And if we have to pad it a little bit because of the unknowns and the, any overtime salaries, Mary Jane didn't seem to be too concerned with that after I had that conversation with her. I'm just.
Well, Mike opened it up, so I thought I'd mention it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I'm just,
So,
forewarned is forearmed. That's why I'm trying to bring it up, that I don't want to put anybody in a difficult situation, if we, if we need to meet Wednesday morning, then if we can do it as early as possible Wednesday. They'll give them all day Tuesday to, I know that's not much more time, but it is more time. Why don't we see how Tuesday goes? And hopefully we'll get it done. If we don't, then we'll reconvene.
We won't. I mean,
Again, you're
see how
talking
that Tuesday,
27th.
see how that Tuesday, the 27th goes, you mean?
Right.
But there, if you guys are traveling, there won't be an opportunity. I mean, I
I'll
wouldn't.
be here Tuesday the
Oh, okay.
27th.
Yeah, and I'll be here Tuesday. I leave the
Yeah,
Oh,
20th.
you mean
It's-
reconvene the same day?
Well, reconvene Wednesday morning then if we have to. Fred will be gone, but I can defer if I have to.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say we have to have 24-hour notice with the meeting and all that. So.
Well, I think we published that we'll be here the 27th and 28th, and if we cancel the 28th, we cancel it.
Okay. Okay, I just thought maybe travel would be, that would not be.
And I don't think it's gonna be necessary.
Okay. That would be good.
Okay. Well, while we're on calendars, the meeting on the 6th of
I'll
December.
theoretically be in Atlanta on Wednesday
Tuesday,
morning, or I'll be here.
If you are both here, that's fine. I will be at the winter conference,
What's the date?
the December
Sixth.
6th meeting.
Yeah, I'm here.
Not an issue if you're both here, but I will be at annual conference, or winter conference, or whatever it's called.
At CCAO.
Yes,
That's at Columbus.
yes.
Would you have a strategic planning meeting scheduled for that day? At 1:30?
We do, on the 6th.
I won't be at that either.
Okay. Yeah, it's on the calendar.
It's
And
like the guy said, I won't be into work today. I said, what do you mean you won't be into work today? It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I said, well, I guess I won't be in tomorrow either.
don't know if it's of interest, but just to note that during the winter conference, and our conference is with the engineers as well, the banquet on Monday night is where Mark Zimmerman, our engineer, will be recognized as the outgoing president of the County Engineers Association. So if either anybody from this office has interest
Qualified?
on the
Something.
5th, has interest in trying to go to that, let me know.
I would.
Usually there's several counties that, because you pay full registration and it includes that evening banquet, but they choose not to go. So I could
Okay.
scrounge up tickets. Or
I've
you
got
can call
another
CCAO and outright buy them if you want, but
I will, Mark is gonna be recognized, I'll go.
yes, I just thought it might be nice if we, I will be there, but present for that, or,
Okay, I would be happy to do
and
that.
I can get you the times. I did the look at the agenda.
Okay. Are we ready for SC3?
Yes, let's go there. I guess there's nothing else for
Seneca
calendars.
Community Chaplain's Corps. I always want to say Seneca County, but a Seneca Community Chaplain's Corps. We don't have an exact number, but I believe it's somewhere north of $6,000 that they owe us in back utilities.
So we never got, when we Oh, gave them, did we give them the building or just allowed them to use it?
We allowed them to use that and they cover all the expenses because we were gonna tear it down.
Yeah, yeah.
So then they said they'd take it, you know, they'd pay the utilities.
And we never changed the utilities over.
Yeah.
Well, we did.
We just invoice them. It stays in, since it's our building, it stays in our name and
Okay.
they get the discount that we get through our aggregation, so.
Okay. And we have been invoicing them? We have done.
But they know, they're aware of the fact that they
They're
owe
aware that
it.
they have
Yeah.
some due. I have found out yesterday that the invoices were not sent, so I'm working on that.
I'm not advocating for or detracting from, but I just want to present their case, if I may, and that is that they have had some significant expenses involved with some of the plumbing. I toured the building last week one day, and the bathroom facility is kind of a mess. 2 sinks don't work, 2 sinks do work, 2 toilets work, 2 don't. It is, as you could imagine, the old youth center, so the bathroom doesn't have any new tile and marble. It's all kind of jail looking, if you will. And they are struggling to house people. You know, I mean, everybody knows, or most people know their purpose. Those folks that are down on their luck or need some help, they live there for a while trying to become a productive citizen again. It's in need of a lot of maintenance, and they've been trying to put money in it, and they're struggling paying their current bills, let alone trying to make up for past utility bills. So they requested that we at least consider looking at those past utility bills. Is there any relief we can give them? That's really the gist of it all.
I guess I want time to digest some of that.
Sure.
I don't.
Would anybody
Have an
like to
opinion.
have Tracy Alver come to make a presentation to talk about what their situation is? Or do you want to go out there and have a private conversation with her and,
I think I'll probably,
I would recommend that she comes here. I guess I'm not completely aware of the services that they do. And I guess if I had a better understanding of their involvement within the citizens of Seneca County, that I may be more inclined to offer some assistance, but in the absence of that, I got a hard time with it. So,
and although it's our building, like you're saying, that they're not a county entity, and there's a lot of
You're right.
wonderful services out there that do the similar, not saying there's duplication of service, that's not my point, but that also are doing things, and I always afraid of that slippery slope we start to get on. I mean, we heard it when we started talking about aiding the museum, but the difference being the museum is our asset. And that's when other museums said, well, I see you're going to help, how about us? I said, we own this one. And I just left it at that, you know, because that's, like I said, they're looking at, oh, well, you're gonna help museums. And I get that, you know, they've gotta survive too. So I'm game to go out there and talk to Tracy, just,
I prefer
Whatever.
them to come here so it can be public. Certainly, the citizens of Seneca County would be in the paper. Everybody would understand more of what they do. I think recently I got some literature.
yeah, how about a hybrid of this? How about this? How about if you guys individually go out and talk to her? And then after that conversation, if you still feel it's necessary to have her come in, then we'll do that. So, you know, it may change your mind one way or the other. You may say, absolutely not, there's no sense even having it, or, okay, maybe we'll explore it further.
And what's the lady's name?
Tracy Elder.
and you're a representative on that board.
I am not,
Oh, we don't have an appointee on that board.
we do not.
Oh, okay. Somebody asked me the other day, I said, I'm not sure if we have an appointee on that board
No,
or
we
not.
don't.
It just,
I've been to a couple of board meetings, and I'm gonna go to the one on the 17th of November, because we're gonna kind of see how we did with the fundraiser. But I am not on that board.
okay.
So would that work, you guys,
Yeah.
sometime
Yeah.
individually before next Tuesday, talk to her and
Yeah.
decide what you wanna do?
And we will have, like you said, she's running numbers.
I will get the numbers.
Yeah, it's somewhere north of $6,000.
Yeah.
So they haven't, and they've been there 2 years?
Oh, gosh,
Even
longer
more
than
than
that, because
that.
Jeff was still on the board when we agreed to do that.
Yeah, because we were gonna
Yeah.
tear the building down, because you said we built a
Yeah,
new one.
we had just cut off the electricity and then
Yeah.
they came in and,
I mean, they made it look real nice.
yeah, I mean, it's,
That was another situation that, you know, we didn't want the expense of the building. And we're gonna keep the expense of the building, we were gonna tear it down.
Well, they actually saved us some money by us not have to pay the expense of tearing it
Tearing it
down.
down.
So,
But if we're taking the utilities back,
yeah,
I know
yeah,
not permanently. but-
yeah, yeah.
No, I know, I mean,
We
it's,
did.
I mean,
again,
that may be
this is not
something we
one,
can weigh,
yeah.
weigh out, and what would be the cost of demolition, what they've saved it, we, you know, assuming that we can agree with it, that may be some kind of compensation we could give them, and then going forward, they're,
Look, there are 15 arguments to ask for the utilities and probably 2 to waive them, so,
yeah.
you know, it's just a
I'm-
question of having the conversation with them.
right, right. Okay.
I'm fine.
Anything else for the good of the order for work session? David, Charlene, Julie, did anybody else have anything they want to talk about work session?
Michael?
Michael.
Just
I assumed he was here because he sees the board of elections on right, Jen.
correct.
You've been up early anyway, you need something to do on this election day, right?
It's every day at 5 anyway. Been all over the county so far.
Just don't get within
How's
100
things
feet
going
of the
so far?
voting booth.
Oh,
You know, you can't have your signs around.
oh. Yeah, vote for the Board of
Yeah,
Elections,
the
right?
state's watching that real close. but-
Oh, most certainly.
So,
Any big waiting lines anywhere?
No, there wasn't. I've been to New Riggle, to Eaton Township, throughout the city.
How's Clinton Fire Department? That's where I gotta go.
I was voted there this morning at 6:31, and it really wasn't that busy there either. Surprisingly, I think.
well, my son emailed me, he's in Columbus, hour and a half wait. And
And
still wasn't in.
at 2 churches, I heard. I heard at 6:10 this morning, or the radio station 6:10. They said there was 2 Baptist churches within the
Columbus?
city. Yes, in Columbus, that there was a waiting line.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, anything else for work session? We could stop the tape and resume regular session at 10 o'clock. otherwise-
Stop the tape.
Stop the music.
Is it?
We'll recess and then we'll call the order at 10 o'clock.